everybody, this is Crease from Stylharmony. Thank you for joining me. So in today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can make these cute little cards for men for any occasion, but I thought that since a Father's Day is coming soon, that would be the occasion, but it can be for retirement, just a thank you card, get well soon card, any occasion, and they're really simple to do. Few tricks to avoid and few tips I'm going to share with you as well. So you've got different types here, different colors. You can go for any kind of color you wish. That's the nice thing. And the measurements also, you can adapt it to what you like. And one thing I just wanted to start by saying is that you don't even have to put a background here because it's, you know, these cards are A2 size cards. So they're standard cards. And because your shirt here is going to take the big part of your card, you don't really have to put a background here because you won't see it that much. For example, here I don't have any background. I don't think it's missing, so I used manila card. It's Nina cardstock, but you can choose white if you prefer, but I thought that with the brown it would match really nicely. So with the little tie here, it's really simple to do, and I'm going to show you. So what you will need here is some paper. So you will need one paper for the shirt, one paper that would probably be different for the tie, and if you want another color for your background. You will need a ruler, a pencil, some scissors or your cutting tool, and yes, you will need some glue dots, or you can use hot glue, and I think it's it. And yes, maybe for the trick I'm going to show you the tips. A marker, the color of your shirt, or a ink pad. I'm going to show you why in a minute. So to make the shirt, what you will need here is a piece of paper that is 4" by 5.5 from top to bottom. 4 by 5.5. Okay? If you want to make your shirt a little bit smaller, you can always go for 3.5, 3 3/4. You don't have to put 4 or even 5. You can adjust this. I'm just showing you the basics here. Okay, so then what you're going to do is that you're going to score. I have a scoring line here. You probably see it better there at 5/8 from the top. If you want to make your collar bigger, larger, make this piece a little larger as well. So you see, you can really adapt it to your own taste, but I still want to give you a base. So 5/8 from the top, you make a scoring mark here, and then what we're going to do, and I'm going to use the back of my paper, and I'm going to make 2 marks here, and I'm going to score here. I'm going to use this in inches. You're going to put a mark here and a mark here, and we're going to cut here 2 slits at 1 inch on either side of your card. And honestly, this folding line is not really, you don't really need to make it. It's just to help you and see the middle. You'll watch this in a second, you'll understand. Okay? Okay, so I made these 2 slits, right? Now what you need to do, and you can slightly put a little dot of your pencil here. You're going to choose the middle of here, so it would be 2 inches, the middle of your card, just where your scoring line is. So you're probably, yes, I think you see it. I've put the middle here. That's going to be useful in a second. So one thing here before I do anything, if you're using, like me, a paper that is one-sided printed like this, if you do this, what we're supposed to do for the color is going to be white. If you have a double-sided paper, well, you'll have the other piece showing. So if you want to have this, there's nothing more to do. If you want to have your color the same color as your shirt, what I have done, because I had this spare piece of paper when I cut it down, I cut this slit here 5/8 of an inch, and you're going to glue it here. So I'm going to do it with you. And really glue it well down, specifically here on the sides, because that's what is going to show up. So I'm trying to align it as perfectly as I can. So now when I'm going to fold here my color, I will have the color here that will be the same color as my shirt. So here we did this little pointy bit here. So you're going to join your angle here, this piece, and you're going to fold it here. Did I cut 1 inch? Let me see. I didn't cut maybe 1 inch. I need to go back and cut it. So I think it's good. So you're going to fold, yeah, that's good. You're going to fold here, join that corner here to your point there, where your folding is, your crease is, okay? And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, your little point here was on the scoring line, and this is where you're going to fold, all right? So this is what you're having at this point. And your shirt now is ready. Okay, so we're going to leave this aside. And why I was talking about this ink or the marker is because in case you didn't align very well your piece of paper, you can usually or trim the little piece off or use a little bit of your ink so that the white paper, if there's a little bit of white, maybe you can see it here, you can always use your ink if it's really matching and color it up so nobody's going to notice anything. Okay, so this might be very handy for you. Just in case you didn't line it very well, there will be no white showing. And again, a marker will do the same thing if it's just matching the right color. And at this point, you can take this little marking here there away. Okay, good. Now we're going to take care of the tie. So the size of the paper you will need for the tie is 4 by 4 inches. This one is not cut perfectly. I'm going to use this one. It's 4 by 4 inches. And for the tie, I would recommend using a paper that is not too thick because we're going to do quite a lot of folding. So if it's too thick, you're going to end up with something, you know, it's going to be hard to fold. So I'm going to get a little closer here. I'm going to take rid of this to be more comfortable working. So, and there are other videos on YouTube showing how to do this, but I have my preferences. So here, what I want to do is to put my paper the right side down, okay? Right side down, and then I am not going to fold yet. I'm just going to not measure, but I'm going to make a marking here, going from one angle here, one corner to the other. Okay? And I'm just doing a slight, it doesn't have to be very visible. And this is going to be helpful for me for my folding. But if I had to fold now, I would have a mark here on the front side, and I don't want that because ties don't have a fold at this place. Okay, so that's important. One other trick I wanted to tell you, I forgot, so I want to tell it to you now. If you have a pattern paper that has words or phrases or design like this one that you want to see the right, you know, position the right way, you need to put your paper. It's really handy if you do that first. Before cutting, like here I've got some writings, even though it doesn't mean anything. If I want to make sure and not make any mistake that this is going to face this way, I need to cut first at 4 inches. I remember I said 4 inches by 5 1/4. So cut first your width so you know that your paper is going to go this way and your color this way, because sometimes if you cut the long piece first, you might put it the right way and then you're going to have your writing this way. Okay, so first cut the width and then the length. It was much easier for me because I got mixed up sometimes. Alright, if you have this kind of pattern, you don't really care, it's not important. But on this one, it is because I've got some writings. On this one, it is because I've got some nice patterns here. And on this one too, because I've got these air balloons. I love these papers. They're so nice. And they're all single-sided paper. Okay, so that is done. I really wanted to tell you this before I forgot. So, now, I have this line here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my paper like this, you know, the sides toward this line here. And you might want to use a bone folder at this stage. You can make good creases. You do the same thing here on the other side. There we go. And if here it's not really nice or very pointy, don't worry, because we're not going to be able to see this, okay? So remember, this is the front and this is the back. So we're going to put it on the front side, and here I am going to bend and fold this piece. So before doing this, the more you bend here, so if I would do something like this, my tie is going to be longer. So for example, if I do it 1 inch, I fold here, for example, 1 inch, my tie is going to be this length, okay? Let's do it this way. If I fold more, my tie is going to be shorter, okay? So take that in mind. So you can fold at 1 inch, 1.5 inches. I'm just giving you some ideas, but you can really do it as you wish. I am just going to eyeball it, and I'm going to do it like this. What is important here, even though you can't really see it, is that here your pointy bit should be aligned with this pointy bit. Okay, when you fold this, and it's easy here because I've got some lines, but this should be aligned with here. Okay, your virtual line that is on the back. So I think I'm going to go for this here, and as you can see, I didn't measure. Crease it well. Then you're going to fold back a little bit this piece, this tiny one here. You fold it back. Okay, and then you're going to fold back up to the seam here. Let me do a little close-up again. And you fold it back there. And you crease. All right, and then this little piece that is here, you can cut it, or you can put it back just here. And at this point, I would put a little dab of glue, because sometimes it's annoying. I've done enough to have experienced that, so I'm just going to put it a little bit of glue and put it behind, so it won't be in my view any longer. And by the way, you can sell these, because they do sell like hotcakes, and I put them into these envelopes. Oops, I'm sorry. I put these in these envelopes. They're great. These are from Paper Mart. I'm not sponsored by them, but they have great envelopes that fits perfectly for A2 size cards, and probably a little bigger as well. They have different sizes of baggies. Anyway, so at this point now, what you're going to do is you flip it back again, and you are going to crease your paper, okay? You put it back like this, and you're going to crease, hold on. No, you're leaving it back like this. I'm sorry, you leave it like this, and we're going to crease one more time. And really crease it well, burnish it well here. I'm going to turn it around. It's more easy for me to do it. Okay, easier, not more easy. Easier. Come on, girl. And there you have it. Okay? Right. So now that you have this, and if it's not completely perfect, sometimes you can have a little more piece sticking out. Don't worry, it's going to be hidden by your collar. But your card here is almost finished. I'm just going to show you a little twist that is optional. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put here my card, my shirt onto my card. Okay, and I'm going to try to center this. That's good. All right, that's it. So now you can use some hot glue. You can use also some little sticky glue like this. That's totally optional. But I like to put some glue here on the back to make sure it's going to stay close. So I've got these leftovers. I usually do mine, and I might do a video on this in case some people are new to making your own sticky glues. But this one is really old, and I want to get rid of these because this is quite expensive to buy, I think, and you can make your own so easily. So they're quite big, so I'm just using 2 of these, and I am going to see how far up I want it to be. I think, let me see, I'm sorry, I might have my face in the middle, but I think it's just fine. There, yes. So I can stick it down now. Okay, my color is here. And now here, what you can do, and I'm going to use some foam, and again, I usually do mine, but I have these leftovers. You know what? They're so old, they're not even sticking anymore. So old. I'm cleaning up my space. I have to say, I really needed to, and they're not really sticking. Let me see. Nope, they're not sticking. So I'm going to get my own, and I'll be back in just a second. Okay, there I am. So these foam double-sided tape, I do it myself when I use foam and I have leftovers. Rather than wasting them, I just put double-sided tape on them and I use them whenever I need to. You could use hot glue to stick it down. That would be good too. I'm just worried about maybe... No, I'm gonna use this just in case it's gonna see and show up. You know, sometimes when you put a little bit of hot glue, it can seep on the sides. So I'm just gonna cut this piece and I'm gonna make it even shorter. And you can double your foam if it's not raised enough, because we're actually gonna put it here on the side where it's gonna meet, not on there, but it should be here. So not too big, but not too little too. And if it's not raised enough, let's see, will it work? I think it's going to be just fine. Otherwise, just put two on top of each other. So it will be the same height as your color here. As your time, sorry. And I'm going to put it this way so nobody will notice. And there you go. Isn't that cute and so easy to do? No folding except for this, but the shirt is really nice. So if you wanted to at this point, which I completely forget to do, but I'm going to do it now, is that you could do a little pocket here on your shirt and insert a little piece of handkerchief if you wanted to. So you can make the pocket just by cutting a square. Maybe the same color as your shirt or the same color as your, let's try to do it that way. I don't want a too big one. Let me see. I want something too big. So you could do something like this and put a handkerchief, and I decided to put the same color I had in my background. That can be a nice look to it. Maybe a little like this, okay? That's nice, I kind of like it. Or you could also do just a slit, but I forgot to do it, I can't do it right now, with a an X-Acto knife here and slide this through. Okay, that could be nice if it's really a nice shirt. This is more like a, how could I say, it's more easy wearing. It's not too fancy. I'm going to make it a little, otherwise it's going to be too big. So yes, that's what I'm going to do. Put a little bit of double-sided tape, just because I don't want all my shirts to look the same. I'm putting this down. Oops. Do it again. I'm going to put it like this, and then I'm going to put my pocket just on top. And if you want to make it dimensional, why not? I'm just doing something really quick here. And there you go. You've got, oops, this is going away. I have to make sure that it's going to stick down very well. But there you go, a little pocket. You don't have to. You could also put some brads here. I think it doesn't go very well with the shirt here because it's more a sportswear or something. But yeah, some brads to make it really nice. That would have been nice here on this one here. But hey, so easy to do. So a few tricks here to avoid. Again, think about the color before you stick it down if you want to have it white or if you want to have the same color as your shirt. So easy to do, and you don't see that it was stuck behind. You don't see it at all. So there you have it. Tell me what you think. Have you tried already these? Because they're very simple. And you can make a ton of them. It can be for friends as well. So there you go. And so many colors. I love to do these. I don't have my father anymore, so I can't give him this kind of card. But if you do, if you're lucky enough, go ahead and do it. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to give me some thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done it yet, and click the bell button to get all the notifications. And share. Sharing is caring. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.